the American Broadcasting Company, ABC.
Coverage making a difference for Indiana. Now, WRTV 6 News.
We was hoping to find the kids safe, unharmed. And eventually, that happened.
Murder has stripped 3 Indianapolis families of their children, and the killer or killers are still on the loose. Good evening, I'm Clyde Lee.
And I'm Diane Willis. Dead tonight are 14-year-old Hanna, Nicki Clay, 7-year-old Celeste Jones, and 2-year-old Lawrence Cowherd. Police have spent the day finding bodies, but few clues. It started just before 7 o'clock this morning. Martha Weaver reports.
If she loved kindergarten, she was just going to the 1st grade. And that meant he had just learned how to walk, so he was getting into everything.
Now, 7-year-old Celeste Jones will never go to 1st grade. Her 2-year-old cousin, Lawrence Cowherd, or Nene, will never run. Their bodies were found wrapped in trash bags just a few hundred feet from where their babysitter, 14-year-old Hanna Nicki Clay, was murdered hours before. From the moment Nicki Clay was found stabbed to death, family and friends were caught in a tragic downward spiral of despair.
It's undescribable, to tell you the truth. Can't even put it in words because it's so hurtful.
Nicki had been babysitting her niece and nephew, and they were nowhere to be found.
We was just hoping that somebody might find them, might just drop them off at a shelter or anything.
Officers patrolling the East Side neighborhood found Celeste and Lawrence just after 2 o'clock. The family was notified while they were posting pictures of the missing children.
I was hoping it wasn't them. Every day in my mind, I was wishing and hoping and praying that it was not them, because I was still not accepting the fact when I got there to the scene. It was them.
What they thought couldn't get worse did.
We just opened the bags and confirmed that those were, in fact, the 2 children missing from the homicide at 41 North Hamilton on this date.
Grief overwhelmed the families of the 3 murdered children, and some were taken by ambulance to Wishart Hospital. Outside, friends desperately searched for answers, but found only questions.
We don't know why somebody would want to kill 2 innocent little kids. We just want to know who did it and why.
Police are still on North Hamilton Avenue, scouring the area for any type of clues to answer those questions. Police did question a relative of the children, but he provided an alibi. However, the 5 homicide detectives leading this case say everyone is a suspect. Now, if you have any information about the murder of these children, please call the Indianapolis Police Department. An indescribable crime, Martha. Senseless. Thank you.
While a local man fights for his life tonight, his family and friends are out looking for the driver who ran him down last Friday. Steve Cobb and Kurt Huff were surveying for a new housing development, 6300 block of Churchman Avenue. They didn't see the truck bearing down on them with a driver who made no effort, none whatsoever, to slow down or to avoid them.
The truck was approaching. I look up, and he's right on us, not appearing to stop whatsoever at all. So I told Steve we got to get the heck out of the road, and I tried to pull on him and get him off to the edge, but it wasn't quick enough.
Huff wasn't hurt, but Cobb suffered a broken back, shattered hip and pelvis, fractured ankle, ruptured kidney, and internal bleeding. His relatives and friends are looking for the truck, which they believe was a charcoal gray pickup with a camper shell, possibly a 1981 or 82 Chevy or GMC truck. If you have any information on the truck or the driver, please call Corporal Kim Hefner at the Marion County Sheriff's Department. Here's the number, 231-8255.
An Indianapolis woman says that a city police officer kicked in the door of her truck, and she wants him to get a reprimand and to pay for repairs. 30-year-old Cynthia Wood said that incident occurred July 14th as she was returning from Black Expo. In a police report, Officer Myron Powell said he kicked the door to get Wood's attention because she almost hit him with her vehicle, he says.
I'm upset because I felt that his conduct was unbecoming of a police officer. If I had done something in the wrong, give me a ticket for that and explain to me what I did wrong. But for him to just get out of his car and kick my car the way he did, and then when his sergeant arrived, for him to lie and say I tried to run him down, that's what really upset me.
Channel 6 News tried repeatedly to get an on-camera interview with Powell, but his superiors denied that request. Woods has now filed a complaint with the Citizens Police Complaint Review Board.
A projected multi-million-dollar budget deficit is forcing IPS to take some drastic action, and tonight, IPS parents and teachers gathered at the Education Center to vent their frustrations about proposals to shut down schools and eliminate teaching jobs. Our Cullen Browner joins us from the Ed Center with more on tonight's public meeting. Cullen?
Clyde, as expected, this was a gripe session for the people opposed to the superintendent's budget cut proposals to lay off teachers and close some elementary schools. Parents, teachers, and students had a chance to air it out. They are bound by compassion for their kids and criticism for the way their schools are headed.
With the proposed loss of art educators, physical education educators, and school closings, we not only will have white flight, but we will have black flight, teacher flight, principal flight, middle class flight, and other serious problems suffered as a direct result of these actions.
Innovative ideas are used to fund every cause under the sun. It's time someone needs to be creative and make some deals for our children.
Besides hammering the superintendent and school board for proposed teacher layoffs and school closings, some speakers offered their own budget-cutting ideas.
Doctors in Dejas, and this has nothing to do with whether I like you or not. I really do like you. But truthfully, with your salary not getting cut, it doesn't seem fair.
State Senator Billy Breaux argues that the school administration isn't aggressive enough in seeking out grant money.
They certainly could be more upfront with grant money. Yes, the teachers have lobbied the legislators for several years. I never see the superintendent or the lobbyists for IPS down there legislating.
And appropriately, the people most affected by the proposed cuts aired out their feelings.
Since I love art so much, I think I'd like to be an art teacher or an artist. If you take away art, then you will be taking away my chance and lots of other kids' chance to follow our dreams.
Some of the other alternatives offered by the crowd tonight: lease out the education center here to other agencies to try and make some money, require students to pay for athletics they participate in or extracurricular activities, or make an across-the-board cut so every school and every department would have to make cuts individually. The school board meets tomorrow night, but they probably will not make a decision on any of these recommendations until August. Clyde?
Yeah, I got a lot of thinking to go into this one once again.
No question.
Thanks.
Summer vacation has ended for thousands of Warren Township students. They went back to school this morning. Classes began at 4 schools and will stay that way year-round. Here at Stony Brook Middle School, this day started off with a pep rally, complete with a hot air balloon, a balloon launch, and boomer to help kids get into the school spirit.
If I was getting bored with my summer vacation, I think this is better than just wasting my whole summer vacation doing nothing.
Where would you rather be?
At home?
Doing what?
Asleep?
2/3 of Warren Township students will stay in the traditional school calendar, but if interest peaks, a 5th-year round school could open next year.
Well, it's only been open for a little over a month, and already Donald Trump's Riverboat Casino in Gary is drawing big crowds, more than any casino in the state last month. That's according to figures released today by the Indiana Gaming Commission. During the 21 days it was open in June, the Trump Casino was patronized by over 135,000 gamblers who dropped $107 million on tables and slot machines. Indiana's oldest boat, the Casino Astar in Evansville, opened in December. Last month, nearly 107,000 gamblers wagered $97.5 million there. However, Casino Astar made slightly more money in June than Trump because it was open for more days and because its gamblers lost more money than Trump's.
More clues in the downing of TWA Flight 800 tonight. Investigators turned up more evidence and bodies that may provide valuable information in their search. We'll have details.
A Hollywood actor is behind bars again tonight, facing drug and weapons charges.
Plus, a very busy birthday for the likely Republican presidential nominee.
Ford NASCAR drivers talk about timing.
Hey, man, what's the problem? Just a... Aren't you... She won't turn over, huh?
Sounds like a timing problem to me.
Rusty? Yeah, that's got to be it. Timing?
Yeah, after all, timing is everything.
And even more unbelievable are the great deals you can get on a new Ford car or truck. Get low financing or cash back of up to $1,500. Your Indiana Ford dealer's the one.
Timing.
That's how you save at your Ford dealer.
Life is not complete without a crock pot.
I love to sew. I'm constantly bringing home fabric.
I love to cook roast in there, beef stew.
This is a real pretty one.
Chili is good in a crock pot.
But I should probably be working in automotives or something because I love fabrics too much.
Peel your potatoes, You scrape your carrot.
I made my little girl a hat and also a dress, a sundress out of this.
Once you get it all in here, you set it on there and plug it up and go off shopping at Walmart.
My house, it looks just like a little Walmart fabric department.
Welcome to Tough Times. Welcome to the solution. Because if you're looking for the best price on appliances and electronics, look here. H.H. Gregg. Have we got a price guarantee for you? If you buy from us, then find the same item for less somewhere else, we'll double the difference if anyone beats Gregg's price. Double the difference if anyone beats Gregg's price. Shop here. Save money.
Fed up. Dripless peace and quiet from Price Pfister. Ceramic disc faucets guaranteed never to leak or drip. After all, a faucet should be seen and not heard. Price Pfister. The fabulous dripless faucet with a funny name.
6 News continues with Clyde Lee, Diane Willis, Storm Team 6 meteorologist Bob McLain, and Ed Sorensen.
More bodies and more clues in the crash of TWA Flight 800. A large section of that plane was discovered today along with 6 more bodies.
And it's reported that investigators have found a piece of metal that looks like it could have been damaged by an explosive device. Still no official word, though, tonight, whether it was terrorism or an accident that brought that plane down. ABC's Lisa Salters reports.
5 days after TWA Flight 800 went down, searchers have finally found a significantly large piece of the plane's fuselage. The 60 by 30-foot chunk of wreckage was found 104 feet underwater.
And I guess that those that are expert in this area from all the agencies involved would hope that there would be more bodies underneath that piece of wreckage.
The Coast Guard continues to concentrate its search efforts on a 3,000 square mile area. The latest find was at the center of a 4-mile debris field within that area. ABC News has learned that divers have already been sent down with underwater camera equipment to videotape the wreckage.
There are literally hundreds of objects down there. And one of the primary goals now, after we're certain that we have all of the victims out of the area, is to start to analyze and prioritize what we want.
After days of frustrating equipment failure and bad weather, investigators believe today's find is the break they've been waiting for.
I think we'll know the answer to this now that we've found this spot sooner than later. So it's been a very good day for, I think, everyone involved.
But just a few miles from the search site, it was another solemn day for the victims' families. A private memorial ceremony was held at the beach that overlooks where the plane went down. Mourners lined the shore with tears in their eyes, and as the Coast Guard placed a set of wreaths in the water, family members said a prayer for their lost loved ones.
Even though there may be a conspiracy of evil in this world, there is here and throughout this earth a conspiracy of goodness that will overcome.
And while the news that more wreckage was found today was certainly encouraging to family members, actually bringing the pieces to the surface will take some time. A special Navy ship is now on site, equipped with an underwater robot that will help divers salvage that debris. Lisa Salters, ABC News, Long Island, New York.
Problems for another TWA plane tonight. A 727 traveling from Newark to St. Louis landed safely in St. Louis after losing power in one of its 3 engines. Shortly before the scheduled landing, the pilot notified the control tower of the problem. The cause of the engine failure is not immediately known, and there are no injuries.
The death of a 7-year-old pilot has prompted the House now to pass legislation that would discourage child pilots from setting aviation records. Jessica Dubroff was trying to become the youngest person to fly across the country when her plane crashed near Cheyenne, Wyoming, killing herself, her father, and her instructor back in April. That bill would forbid a licensed pilot from turning over control of an airplane to a child trying to make it into the record books. The bill now goes to the Senate.
Well, move over clouds, the sun on its way back.
Top says look for some more sun and warmer weather tomorrow. The forecast is coming up next.
Your sister said the Accord is the #1 retail selling car in America. I'm going to wait, you said. Your uncle said 3 Accord models were each named a best overall value in their class. I'm in no rush, you said. Then you made your move, the Honda 96 clearance. Your mother said, he's definitely got my brains. Timing is everything at your Honda dealer.
Our first insurance policy with American Family was about 31 years ago. And as our kids grew up, they also stayed with American Family. I guess together we have over 45 policies with them now. It's a feeling of security.
Loyalty, the mark of satisfied customers.
American Family Insurance.
Look in the white or yellow pages for an American Family agent near you.
When you're talking about Italian clothing at the Men's Warehouse, high fashion and high quality don't always add up to high prices. I guarantee it.
Lafayette Shops, Castleton Place, and Greenwood Shops.
There's a brand new channel on cable TV, and it's called Home and Garden Television.
Home and Garden Television? HGTV. You gotta get it. It's packed with great new shows.
On everything from
building a deck
to landscaping your yard,
even fixing a lamp. Plus, you get lots of creative decorating ideas.
and how-to information straight from the pros.
get inspired,
Get motivated. Get ideas.
get HGTV.
Call your cable company to ask for HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
You've got to have this channel.
3 strikes and you're in jail if you're Robert Downey Jr.
That's part of what's happening around the USA tonight. His face unshaven and his hands behind his back, Downey pleaded innocent to charges. He had cocaine, crack, and a .357 Magnum when arrested. The Hollywood actor was arrested this weekend when he walked away from a court-ordered drug program. In court today, Hollywood friends Dennis Quaid and Todd Bridges both have fought their own drug problems. Neither of them, though, would comment. Downey's attorney says he is frustrated and confused.
Bob Dole ends the celebration of his 73rd birthday with an ice cream social in his hometown of Russell, Kansas. He told the crowd in the campaign is going well and reminisced a little about his political beginnings in Russell. Dole told reporters earlier today his age doesn't bother him except for a twinge or two in the morning. By noon, he says he feels 55. If he's elected in November, Dole would be the oldest man ever inaugurated to a first term. This weather pattern isn't very old. We kind of like this around here right now.
We're certainly saving a
cooler.
little money with the fans and the air conditioners kind of in the off setting because we don't really need them with temperatures this cool. In fact, it's been unusually cool, record-breaking cool. Not so much during the nighttime hours. Temperatures have been pretty close to normal, but it's the daytime hours in which we find temperatures way below normal. Now, normally at this time of the year, we should be a high of about 86, but both yesterday, Sunday, and today, our high temperature has been 70 degrees. And as you can see from our little graphic, that is the coolest high temperature for both yesterday and today in Indianapolis recorded weather history. And it was a cool one today, although up in the northern part of the viewing area where some sunshine was a little more prevalent, well, we had a high from Kelly Wolf at Peru of 80 degrees and Kevin McNeely of Gas City up in Grant County of 78. You can also see Muncie checking in with 72 and 73 at Frankfort and also at Lebanon, but only 65 the report from Will Stamper over in Newcastle. Well, we've cooled off a little bit here. The clouds have thinned out a little bit. 62 now here in Indianapolis, but with all that moisture, 100% humidity, temperatures aren't going to be dropping too much more. Calm wind and the barometer falling a little bit. Today's high, that record-breaking cool reading of 70, and the low this morning was 59. No rainfall recorded since midnight. Well, around the area now we have those clouds, a little less cloudiness over the northern portion of Indiana. The bright white clouds to the south indicate powerful thunderstorms, but fortunately they're not coming our way. Now, we did have some showers and thunder showers approaching our area earlier this evening, but you can see they just kind of evaporate as these showers and thunder showers further to the south sort of intercept some of the energy and the moisture, and these are starved for the moisture, and so they just kind of evaporate with time. Bigger picture across the country, we'll watch here in motion, and you can see those big thunderstorms now. Western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, and portions of northern Alabama and northern Mississippi. This activity moving in an east-southeasterly fashion. Fair skies. Look at the big chunk of very quiet weather. 95 today in Portland, Oregon, and 103 in Little Rock. It's on the kind of warmer end of the scale. Now, by tomorrow afternoon, well, that little front that came through here, producing some showers to the west, that will have sort of died out. We should see at least some sunshine. Notice up here, this little dashed line. This is a weakness or trough in the atmosphere that will be sliding toward our area probably by late Wednesday afternoon. So again, we'll kind of stick back the possibility of a few showers or thunder showers late Wednesday afternoon and night. But seasonable temperatures will prevail tonight. We'll have some clouds, but we'll also see some stars in some parts of the viewing area. Temperatures from, we'll say, the upper 50s to the mid-60s, depending on how much cloudiness you have. Tomorrow we'll have some sunshine. We'll also mix in some cloudiness. Should be warmer with a little more heating influence of the sun. Highs from near 80 to the mid-80s. That possibility of some widely scattered showers late Wednesday afternoon and evening, and then again late Friday afternoon and evening. But the comfortable temperatures, and maybe those fans and air conditioners staying in the off or at least in the low position for the next several days.
That's good news.
Rosy forecast. How rosy is it for Rosie Potts, huh?
Things aren't looking real rosy for Mr. Potts these days. We'll tell you about that here from Bill Tobin and Lindy and Funny. And what's wrong with the Dream Team? I am sick and tired of these guys only beating the foreigners by 33 points. What's wrong with these guys? We'll have it all for you next.
This portion of the news is sponsored in part by the new Dodge. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
These help define a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and help explain why Dodge Avenger was selected to win this award. These help define the Dodge Best Buy Celebration. Now save on the ultra-sporty Dodge Avenger, a perfect combination of style and performance. The Dodge Best Buy Celebration. It just doesn't get any better. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
It was a very grim story for us. Our plant was closing.
Going to lose 88 jobs. The local manager of the Walmart store gave me an appointment.
He says, those Walmart commercials, is that for real? The Made in USA program gets a commitment, and I did everything I could to make it happen. Jim called me up. He says, I got a truck rolling in my back door. We got orders going out.
Well, I'm glad we helped them out. Thanks to Walmart, we've saved 88 American jobs.
The Sports Guys on Channel 6.
Rusty Wallace is part of our Trackside 6 coverage.
The Brickyard 400 on Channel 6.
This will be fun.
Check out the red-hot sale at Menard. Clean your home before you paint with a pressure washer from Campbell House Bell. Electric models are on sale for $144. Gas models, $284. Get a quality finish with Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter paint. An exterior latex backed by a 12-year warranty. Choose from 3 finishes starting at $12.68 a gallon. Head to Menards for great savings on paint.
Save big money at Menards.
When my late Uncle Claude ran the Indianapolis Shane Company, there was a dedication to quality and a commitment to customer service. In the 70s, his business was sold to outsiders. They kept the name, but not the same philosophy. I'm Tom Shane, and now that the business is once again in the Shane family's hands, we'll be bringing back our original quality and customer service standards with our new store. On August 7th, it'll be good to be back.
Coming to 96th Street at I-69.
Welcome back to you. Now, normally when a basketball team wins games by 28 or 33 points, that's considered pretty impressive, right? But not when the team includes 12 of the finest 13 players on the planet. It's just not good enough. Dream Team 3 was widely criticized by the media after winning by only 28 in their Olympic opener against Argentina. And tonight, they couldn't even hit the 90-point mark. They had the lowest point total in the history of all 3 Dream Teams in a 33-point squeaker over Angola. Let's go to Atlanta. The Centennial Olympiad. Team USA on the run. Scottie Pippen with a rebound. This is the problem. When Reggie Miller is dunking the ball, something's wrong. He had 10 points. Barkley corrals the rebound here, outlets to Johnny Stockton, who pulls up and bang from behind the arc. Barkley, 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. And then Pip with the steal. The fast break, again, a problem. Reggie's going to dunk it. You don't want that. Same dunk every time, no style point. Then Penny, the Pippin for the backdoor throwdown. Pip had 11. The Mailman had a team-high, that's pretty good dunk. Mailman had a team-high 12 points. USA 87, Angola 54. Come on, guys. 33-point wins are not allowable. You guys all make more than probably the national budget of Angola. You got to do better than that. A lot of NBA news and notes to tell you about. Brian Evans, the former Terre Haute South and IU star with the dislocated right shoulder, is going to have surgery on that shoulder. He'll probably miss the first 4 months of the season, but the top draft pick of the Orlando Magic still gets the 3-year deal. Terms were not disclosed. Latrell Sprewell's terms were disclosed. How about $30 million over 4 years to stay with Golden State? Byron Scott has been released out of Vancouver. The Grizz signed free agent guard Lee Mayberry, so they could get rid of Byron. His career could be at an end. And 30-year-old center Brad Daugherty confirmed today that he's retiring. He hasn't played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's their all-time leader in points and rebounds. Hadn't played in 2 years because he's got a really bad back, but he's guaranteed $21 million over the next 4 years. That will be paid by the league's insurance, so it's not going to count against the Cavs salary cap. That's why these guys get what they can while they can and try to get those contracts guaranteed. All right. Magic Johnson, by the way, says he wants to come back now because the Lakers have Shaquille O'Neal. He says he could come back and play next year with the L.A. Lakers, although he won't be able to sign with them until January because they renounced their rights to him when they dumped just $3 million to give Shaq $120 million over 7 years. Now on to football. You've probably been wondering what this Colts thing is all about. The only holdout at Colts camp has been suspended by the league for 4 games. Fullback Roosevelt Potts was suspended for violating the NFL's drug and alcohol abuse policy. The suspension begins at the start of the regular season, but does not prevent Rosie from signing or reporting to Colts training camp at Anderson. He is 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. He's a load in his 4th year as a pro. He was a second-round draft pick in '93 out of Northeast Louisiana. For the past 2 seasons, he's worked primarily as a blocking back for Marshall Faulk, but in 3 seasons, he still rushed and caught the ball for a combined total of more than 2,000 yards. He's a solid ball player. I spoke with both Colts head coach Lindy Infante and Vice President of Football Operations Bill Tobin late today about this in Anderson.
Have 80 people under contract. You can't guarantee or be assured that all 80 are going to walk the same line at all times. And Rosie's a guy that he's a talent, and we would like to have him. And if he gets this matter cleared up with the NFL, we would like to have him back. But he's got to take charge of his life.
Lindy, with the Michael Irvin situation and Bam Morris, and now it hits close to home here with Rosie Potts, it just seems like this has been a really bad offseason for the National Football League from a public relations standpoint. Do you think there's more of this now than since you've been in the league before, or is it just getting more coverage now?
I think the latter is more what's happening. I think it just gets more coverage, and it's turned out that it's been some of the marquee guys in the league, and when that happens, you know, it tends to be all over the front pages instead of on the 3rd page. It's unfortunate that people tend to read about it. It gives the league a black eye, and it's unfair to those that are out here that are good people, because that's not the tag that this league needs. It's not the tag that this league should have, because I'm going to tell you right now, you know, everybody that's out here on this football team, I'd be proud to call them sons of mine.
Well, what a great guy to play for, huh? Well, the Tribe continued their road trip tonight, the 4th and final game of a 4-game series in Oklahoma City, with 6 more games to go before they return home a week from tonight against Buffalo. Tonight, Roberto Mejia, named earlier today as the American Association's hitter of the week, got an RBI double in the 9th inning to win it for the Tribe. They're now 6 games over 500. The Reds sweep Philadelphia. 5 was enough in both those games. San Francisco over Chicago 3-2. Atlanta down St. Louis 8-6 as they continue their road trip. Houston blanks San Diego 1-0. And over the American League, Oakland edges the Pale Hose 6-5. Cleveland doubles up Toronto 4-2. Kansas City downs Boston 5-2. Texas 6-1 over the Yankees. And Baltimore downs Baltimore. It wasn't an intra-squad game. Minnesota downs Baltimore 9-5. California leads Detroit. Milwaukee leads Seattle. And that's the old scoreboard. I had Baltimore playing Baltimore.
Be tough.
Yeah.
So Baltimore would win.
Wasn't a gold medal ending to the sportscast.
Back after this. While the world is watching Atlanta, you can be sure 6 News is watching Central Indiana.
The Olympics don't happen every day, but we won't let you miss a thing right here at home.
You'll get full coverage of stories making news around Indiana.
And